Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to the Elevate Your Soul podcast. I wanted to start off today's episode by reading one of my latest favorite reviews on my podcast by Sarina Ballerina. Quick disclaimer that I am a unicorn brain who subscribes to religion and science. I love this channel because Arel is so unassuming. She is so transparent in the beliefs she shares. The discussions are so constructive and non-judgmental. The intention to engage in dialogue that might improve people's lives by increasing the awareness or inviting them to reflect and explore their assumptions about the world or themselves is very clear and I'd say is successful. These podcasts feel like a hug for my brain and soul. Thank you so much, Sa. I absolutely love this review. And if you've been listening to this podcast for a while now and you're enjoying the Elevate Your Soul podcast, it would really mean a lot to me if you could leave a 5-star rating and write a little review on the side. I would greatly appreciate it. Today I want to talk to you about your spiritual journey and your personal development and your growth to elevate your soul and rise your own consciousness. Your vibration, every time you learn something and every time you integrate that knowledge, will change. Your vibration is going to change and you're going to run at a different frequency than you were before. In saying that, you will no longer be attracted to all of the same things that you were before. You will no longer be drawn to the same things you were before, and you no longer will manifest the same things you did before. Because when your frequency changes, everything changes. And your frequency will change at a very, very small amount, at a very small scale when you're listening to podcasts or learning things in your day-to-day life. It takes more dramatic events in life for your frequency and your mindset and your vibration to completely dramatically change. But it is changing. Every time you learn something, probably with every different podcast episode you listen to, your frequency is changing a little bit. Your consciousness is changing a little bit. And it definitely depends on how much you're actually taking in this information, how well you understand it, and most importantly, if you're integrating it at all in your life, if you're using that knowledge and putting it to practice in your own life. And when you do, you will realize that you are manifesting different things, you are drawn to different things, you are creating different things, you're thinking different thoughts, and you will feel different ways. Some of the cravings you used to have, you will no longer have anymore. Some of the things you used to crave or be addicted to, you may no longer feel a desire for, you may no longer want at all in your life. Or you may not even be able to handle certain things that you used to be able to handle or cope with, such as certain people or stimulants. For me, the big ones were coffee and sugar and alcohol. I could no longer handle, my body could no longer do anything with those stimulants. It would throw me off my vibration and it felt so out of alignment with me, and I couldn't even drink anymore. That's why I don't drink anymore. I can feel when few times I've drunk alcohol, I can feel that I'm drinking something toxic. It's going into my body. I can feel the amount of damage that this toxicity is doing inside my body, which will eventually change my brain as well during the time that I'm drunk and after, when my body's recovering. I'll feel in a lower mood, I'll vibrate at a different frequency, and I'll manifest and attract more of that in my life because I'm vibrating and I'm working and I'm operating at that frequency. So when you're learning to apply what you know and you're rediscovering yourself and unconditioning yourself and learning all of these new things and listening to podcasts and watching documentaries and joining the yoga studio and all these amazing things and looking after your health, you will end up realizing your life changes quite dramatically, but it is usually a slow process unless something dramatic happens, which by that usually is seen as something negative, like a death to someone you love, or a big breakup to someone who you thought you'd always be with, something more dramatic. But you are always shifting and changing every single day. And the more knowledge you take in, the more you work on yourself, the more your energy is always going to change form and always grow. So it is obvious that your friendships and the people who you used to hang around with, the things that you used to do, will slightly change. And sometimes that can be a bit annoying when something that you used to do brought you a lot of joy and was really pleasurable for you, and now no longer is. And it's important that you find new things to do that fill your cup up and bring you pleasure and bring you a lot of enjoyment. Because when you're vibrating at a different frequency, the lifestyle you used to have will no longer be in alignment with you anymore. Who here can look back at alcohol and say they used to love it? When people would buy them free drinks, they'd be all about it. They loved drinking every weekend. And now the thought of drinking lots of alcohol or drinking at all makes them feel sick. Who here used to be really into a certain drug that they no longer can see the sight of and it makes them sick? Who here used to be a coffee addict and used to rely on coffee to get out of bed in the morning and now can live their lives happily and energetically without it? Or who has thought they've fallen in love with someone and wanted to be with someone so bad they would do anything for them, and now they look back at them and you wonder whatever attracted you to them in the first place? This is what I'm talking about. This energetic shift, this vibrating on a different frequency, simply means that things that used to be in alignment with you, things that you used to draw to yourself, things you used to be drawn to, things you used to manifest, they're all changing and they're all going to be different now. And it may be the same the other way around. There might be someone really close to you in your life who is changing themselves. Their frequency is changing. They're vibrating at a different frequency, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, or they're growing or not. It's not always about going up or down, being positive or negative. They might just be moving left or right. They may be moving in a different direction and has nothing to do with one person's growing or evolving or becoming quote unquote more conscious than the other person. It may simply be one's going left and one's going right. You may be going in two different directions. And it is just as important that they serve what's in alignment for them. And if hanging out with you all the time is no longer in alignment with them, they need to adjust that. And then they need to find new people and new things and new ways how to live their life that is more in alignment with their frequency. And let's hope that it is something good. Let's hope that it's for the better and that they didn't just are doing reckless things with their life. Let's hope it's something positive and that you can let them be free and respect that it's their life and it's their choice, and you need to let them be. You can help inspire people, you can help educate people, but at the end of the day, you can't make the decisions for them, and it's their life to live. I know some people who could no longer eat meat or animal products because they're just vibrating at such a different frequency, because they've done the personal and spiritual growth. They've educated themselves. They've learned, they've grown, they've shifted, they've changed. Things that used to be enjoyable, things that they did unconsciously, they're now becoming very conscious and aware of. So many little things can alter and change in your life. And I want you to think about your own life. When you look back on your life, are you still friends with all of the people you used to be friends with? Are you still eating the same foods? Do you still enjoy the same foods and dislike the same foods as you did as a kid? Did the things that you used to view as enjoyable and fun to do on the weekends still bring you the same amount of joy and fun now? If not, it is so important that you find the things that light you up and bring you joy when the things that used to bring you joy and light you up no longer do. And I'm talking on a large spectrum here. Like, this can be anything: music, people, the things you wear, even just to the way you dress and present yourself. There's so many things that will change on an energetic level, especially the more you grow, the more you're putting time into personal development and your spiritual journey. You are going to shift, you're going to grow. And when you pull apart from people and you're no longer in alignment with them, it's so important that you find and make new friends who are in alignment with your new frequency, unless they are going to hold you back. And it's not just other people, it's other things as well. If you keep doing the same activities that you used to do that no longer bring you joy, but you're just going to keep doing them because you can't find anything else, that is going to hold you back from truly growing and evolving. You're staying in that old frequency. And in order to fully move forward and adjust, you need to leap into this new frequency and act and do the things that are in alignment with this new frequency that you have. I know some of this talk to some of you may be really confusing and it may seem all really woo-woo, but if you understand me, I hope you're getting something from this. And to simplify it, it is okay to lose interest in the things that you used to have interest in. It is also so important that you find new things that you're interested in and that make you feel happy in your life to sustain and maintain living a fulfilling, content, happy lifestyle. I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. If you like this episode and are enjoying the Elevate Your Soul podcast, please help support me by sharing it with someone you know who could benefit from this episode or from this podcast by copying and pasting the link or simply sending them a screenshot. I would also love for you to write me a review on whatever app you're listening to this on. It really helps get this information out there. And if you'd like to support the podcast even more by helping me help you to create more ad-free content with incredible guests for free that help inspire people and elevate souls all around the world, please support me through my Patreon site at patreon.com/elevateyoursoul. You can be a part of my support network by making a small monthly donation to help me get the resources I need and dedicate my time to research and video and audio content. Or contribute a little more to also help guide the direction of the podcast by requesting episode topics or guests to interview. And if you can contribute even more, you will have all of the above plus a monthly one-on-one life coaching call with me so that I can help you directly. That's patreon.com, patreon.com/elevateyoursoul. Any support goes from me back to all of you and is greatly appreciated. Hey YouTube fam, if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button below. And if you think a friend, a family member, or just someone you know who could benefit from this podcast episode, please share this video with them. And if you've been enjoying the Elevate Your Soul podcast, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for new episodes weekly. Thank you.